Today, I want to teach you about the tools that we are using for therapy. And we're going to start with one most important tool that we use for pretty much any part of the body that we can. And if you have been familiar with myofascial release with self-treatment, you might have um, gone to know this little tool. I'm going to introduce our friend, a little inflatable ball. So usually those balls that we like to use are about 4 to 6 inches in diameter. And you will notice that it has a little vent here. It is very important because you want to be able to either put more air into that for more firmness, or deflate it if you need soft or less pressure. So what I usually use is just a bike pump. It's super simple, your cheap bike pump you can get anywhere. And then we use that little needle attachment, so you can put it um, into the vent in the ball. So you can get this online. You can get it in a bike store for maybe a couple dollars. So it's not a big investment. So let me talk a little bit about the ball. So this ball, like I said, is about 4 to 6 inches diameter. And honestly, it can be anything. It can be any color. It can be a ball that you buy in a toy store. You can buy it in your grocery store sometimes, hardware store. Honestly, wherever you're shopping, just kind of start looking around and see if you can find anything that looks pretty much like that. So like I said, any color, any pattern, all we want is that it is inflatable. So it's got a vent to it. And then, I also use a little bigger or smaller balls depending on, what places in my body I want to treat. So if you find something, but it's a little bigger, that's okay. You don't have to be sticking to those measurements, but ideally 4 to 6 inches in diameter. So, like I said, it's very important that it has an event so that we can inflate it and deflate it. Because as you're learning to treat yourself, as you're learning to tune into your body, you want to know how much pressure you want to put into different parts of your body and be able to regulate it and have control over that. It is very important. And it's going to be a very important part or component of you learning to be your inner healer, to actually be able to tune into your body and ask yourself, how much pressure, how much engagement do I need today? So number one rule is we always listen to what's happening in our body, and we're listening to what is happening today. So one day you may actually need firmer pressure. Maybe you feel really tied up and you need to kind of get into those tight muscles. Or another day, you feel like you just want to relax and sort of float and be soft on something a little less firm. Okay, so remember, it's all about being able to gauge and understand your body's needs. And you're on the journey to learn that. So I'm so excited for you. So here we go. When we are working with the ball, there is two very important steps to remember. First of all, like with all the self-treatment that we do, you never want to force anything. Okay, so you never want to get, maybe make this ball too hard to make it painful. You also don't want to be sort of rubbing and pressing into it too hard just to get that result, because the more we press, the more we fight against our body, the more it resists. So very important rule number one: never force. Always go with the body, asking yourself, what do I need today? Okay. The second rule, it's all about patience and time. So when we're using the ball, we don't want to just sort of rub on it for a minute or two and then just run and go check your phone. Okay. You want to curve a little bit of time for yourself. Like with this practice that we are doing, we're going to be spending 5-10 minutes. It's not a lot, but it's going to be your 5-10 minutes of sacred focused time. You don't want to be checking your phone. You don't want to be watching TV. You don't want to be reading newspapers, whatever you're doing. You want to be present with your body and really feel into how much pressure and what your body needs. So, if you're familiar with what I do, you may remember that rule that I always repeat: 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. We're doing 5-minute therapy. So every time you get on your ball, every time you use it for pressure to relieve pain or discomfort in your body, you want to stay on it with focus, with connection for at least 5 minutes. All right. So we've got those two rules down, and your action step: go out there. If you're going shopping, go check your hardware store out, go check your grocery store out, check a toy store or a pet store. You know, dogs use those tools sometimes. So, of course, be careful not to give it to your dog. They may eat it. So check your store, see if you can find something. Also, go online. You can go to Amazon or any other online shop you use, and look for a 4 to 6 inches inflatable ball. They're called mini basketball balls. Um, Sometimes you can also look for a miracle ball. It's a trademark, so those work really well. Maybe a little more pricey. And if you cannot find anything, just reach out to me and I'll help you out. Okay, so action step number one: get your tool, get your ball, because you're going to come back and we're going to be working with it. Okay, fantastic. So great talking with you today, and I look forward to tomorrow. Bye bye.